This is Keith Boggs, and this is inspection debrief for 2102 Oleander's Way in McKinney. I've taken about 80 pictures here. I also got several videos. This recording here is going to contain all of the pictures I've taken and all the videos that I've recorded. We're going to cover them right now. This will be emailed to you separately from the home inspection report. The home inspection report will include only the items, the defects, the things that we want to take action on with the sellers, or things that you need to know about, defects and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and go through these pictures and videos right now. First picture you see here is just a picture of the front of the house. Nothing necessarily wrong, just for the title page of the report. Also, when I got to the inspection, it started to rain. So I was not able to get on the roof because it's unsafe to walk on a roof when it's wet. So that's something you'll probably have to have a roofer get out there and evaluate that roof if you move forward with the house. This is the approximate direction the house is facing. This is an example of one of the things that will not be in the report. This is just for my use, as well as some of the other pictures. This is the temperature when I arrived at the house. So it was 39 degrees. Never really got much above that during the time I was at the inspection. Was able to test the heat, but was not able to test air conditioning because the temperature is too low. It has to be above 60 degrees to test the air conditioning. This is a little short video of the water meter. We're going to be looking at the center of the meter where this what's called a low flow indicator is located. If there's any supply going on in the house, this will spin around. So if there's any kind of leak going on, it'll also spin around. It's very sensitive. It will pick up very small leaks. So one of the things I do is I stare at this meter, the low flow indicator, at that for 30 seconds, 60 seconds to see if there's any kind of movement. So I'm going to play this video for you so you can see there was no movement, so there was no supply leaks at the time of the inspection. There's a few other short videos like this we'll get to here in a minute. But as you can see, the indicator is just sitting there completely still. Almost done. This is where your double check valve for your sprinkler system is supposed to be located. And that double check valve is not present unless it happens to be buried underneath there. Double check valve is to protect you from contamination from the sprinkler system into your potable drinking water. So that valve the double check valve needs to be installed to protect yourself and your family. This is where it's located, right there. This is your condenser. This is really just for me, the condenser and the manufacturer's label. I used this during the inspection. This will not be in the report. Basically, I just look at the max breaker to see if the breaker in the panel box matches it. Later on here, we do have a picture of the panel box with the wrong breaker. The max breaker, it says right here 45, and there's actually 50 in the panel box. So that will need to be switched out. We'll cover that later. That's just showing you it's the new Freon in the system. This is showing a little bit of structural movement. You got some separation of some wood trim at the back of the structure on both sides. That's very normal. Even with brand new houses, you can see movement of these trim pieces. It does look like at some point there was some foundation work. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. If there is any foundation work that was done, you'll need to obtain any kind of documentation or warranties, anything about the foundation. This is a little bit of wood rot at one of the windows. This window up here, that piece is starting to rot, so that trim piece there needs to be replaced. This is another area where there's some wood rot or dry rot, and that needs to be replaced. That's up here. This is on the other side of the structure, some separation of the trim from the veneer. So both sides there. This needs to be caulked and painted. This is a pier patch, so this is showing some foundation work was done. This is just what they look like, the pier patches. And I think there's some soil on the other side of the house. It looks like it's been rotated around. So again, just obtain any kind of documentation or warranties for the foundation. Yeah, this is where looks like there was some foundation work done here. That's the location. The reason I took a picture of this is this downspout here is damaged. Also, there's some cracking of the flatwork of the driveway here, which is separate from the foundation. But this downspout should be extend it out away from this cracking, because otherwise you're going to get water dripping out into these cracks, and in the wintertime it'll freeze and cause those cracks to get worse. So just need to extend it out that way. In the report I can illustrate, I can draw, and I'll just draw exactly where that should go. This is a corner compression crack. This is can become a corner pop where the piece actually pops off. Either way, it's not structurally significant. It doesn't affect the performance of the foundation. It's just cosmetic. So if it does pop off, you'll need to repair it. You can also repair the cracks. This is showing some structural movement down on the, I guess the house faces, I don't remember off the top of my head, but anyway. This is some cracking of the veneer near the panel box. And that's pretty minor. It's going through the mortar joint, so it's not as severe. It kind of stair steps along down here. Just need to monitor that. That's just a different angle of that same picture. Probably not be using that picture. This is showing some movement inside the garage. You can see this is some corner bead flashing at the column inside the garage that shows some movement. Also at the top of the column near the top there. This is a couple tests of the garage door openers. So we do a pressure reverse test. You put something in front of the door, and when it closes, when it hits that item, it should reverse. So I did this on both doors, and also checked electronic eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and play these videos. Then it should just basically hit that, and then after a second reversing, it will go back up. Just like that. And then you'll see the door go down one more time, and I'll put my foot in front of the electronic eye sensor to do the electronic eye sensor test. And that works fine too. Okay, this is a video of the next door. Same two tests. Okay. This is your water heater. It looks like it's fairly new. I think it was maybe 3 or 4 years old. There's a couple of issues here. That's the manufacturer's label, 2013, so it's 5 years old. The water heater doesn't have a drain pan. Now, when they installed this water heater, the city may not have had the code requiring it to terminate the drain pan to terminate to the exterior of the structure, for a drain pan to be present. The problem here is that the water heater sits on top of the foundation floor. As you can see down here, garage floor is here, foundation floor is here. So if the water heater was to leak, it would likely get into the structure. So we're required by the state to call out any water heaters without drain pans over top of the main foundation. That's something you'll probably want to ask for. The TPR valve is seized up. That needs to be replaced. That should be tested every 2 years and replaced every 4 years, whether it works or not. So that needs to be replaced right there, that TPR valve. This is the 50 amp breaker inside of the panel box for the AC, and that should be a 45 amp breaker. So that breaker needs to be switched out. This is inside the panel box. These are called double tap neutrals. So how they're supposed to be is you should have a neutral wire going to a terminal, to a single terminal, neutral wire going to a single terminal. So separation of the wires. Here you've got multiple locations with double taps. So that's a fire hazard, could damage equipment, and could also void home warranties. So I just need to have that repaired. Electrician. This is the water pressure. So the range for the water pressure is 40 to 80. You're a little bit above 60, so that should be good for this size house. This is a heat reading at the first floor. Checking the heating, and it was heating pretty well. Also, the second floor is doing pretty good too. This is your disposal. I did fill up both sinks and drain them. However, when I went to go test the disposal, it did not work. There is a test button on the bottom, or a reset button, which I did eventually check, and it still did not work. This is your sink. Sink's missing what's called an air gap. That's for protection from cross-contamination. They can also do under the sink what's called a high loop. This is your dishwasher. The first reading of the dishwasher to see if it was heating. There'll be another picture here later on. The dishwasher seemed to be heating fine. This is me testing or hitting the reset on the disposal valve, and it was not working. This is the microwave, just showing the microwave does work. This is your oven, set to 350 and heated to right around 350. This is the cooktop. This is just to show the cooktop does work. Nice blue flames, that's what we want. That's a picture was taken by mistake, so let me delete that. You do have several windows in the structure that are not locking in place properly. That's probably from the past movement. This condition is barely not locking in place. This condition may come and go based on the moisture outside. Most of the windows, I think at least one of the locks was locking, so you can also put a little, in the jamb of the window, a little device to keep somebody from opening up the window. That's just the location of that window, left of the back patio door. This is your fireplace, showing that it does work. A couple of the toilets are loose at the base, so you grab the toilet and they actually jiggle on the ground, so they need to be tightened up. A couple of toilets need to be tightened up. This is your air filter, which was clean on the first floor, and that's just the location of it. These are 1-inch filters. They should be switched out every 30 days, whether it looks clean or not. This is inside the utility room. Looks like there was some kind of past repair done in the ceiling there. Also, the light's missing its globe. But what we're concerned with is what happened. Why was there why was there a repair done to the ceiling in the utility room? So I'm going to inquire with the sellers about that. That's just where it's located. This is your second floor filter, and it was clean. Again, it's a 1-inch. It should be switched out monthly, whether it looks clean or not, dirty or not. That's just the location of it. This is the other toilet in the master that is also loose at the base. Needs to be tightened up. This is under the master bathroom sinks. They've got a big mess of plumbing underneath there. They're using these corrugated pieces as plumbing. The right sink and the left sink are plumbed in together to the same drainage system. It's just kind of a mess. It doesn't look like just something a plumber did. It looks like probably the homeowner did it. So this could cause leaks. Could also cause things not to drain properly. And actually under the left sink, I've got a picture. There was actually a leak under there. Yep, you got a little drip leak under this left sink here, so that needs to be repaired. And actually, all the plumbing needs to be evaluated underneath here. The master tub, I couldn't get the water to get hot in there. I turned the valve left, right, put it in the center, tried all different directions to get the water to get hot, and it would not get hot. So again, this looks like maybe something the homeowner did and did not install that valve right, or the cartridge was gone bad. So they needed to have a plumber out and look at that. This is the heating at the second floor, and it was heating good. This is a window at the second floor, but not locking in place. That's 2 locks, or 2 windows. Second floor, rear of the house bedroom. This is the bedroom at the front of the house. There's 2 locations where they don't have covers on these electrical wiring. So if they're not being occupied with an outlet, they need to be covered up. One's located there. That's in the south bedroom, second floor, or south wall, second floor, west bedroom. And then this is on the other side, directly across from it, north side. This is in the attic. The light did not come on, probably just a burnt out bulb, but that new bulb needs to be installed. Need to test that light. This is a mechanical exhaust vent venting into the attic. Today they don't allow that, but at the time of construction that was allowed to do that. They were allowed to do that. You'll see a couple locations if you get up in the attic and walk around. This is your furnace. I do have a short video of the furnace here in a minute. Right here's the video. We're going to be looking at the burner compartment. So we want nice blue flames. We don't want any yellow or orange in there. It wasn't performing perfectly inside that burner compartment, but I'll go ahead and play this so you can see. So leaps of yellow and orange in there. So probably just an adjustment, not having proper combustion. It's not too bad. This is another reading of the dishwasher. You can see it's getting up near 120 here. 113 was probably the hottest spot that I got with this when I first shot it. It was probably actually over 120 when I opened it, but it dropped a few degrees. But it was heating properly. Oops. And that's the last picture. So if there's anything you guys have questions about, feel free to contact me. You can contact me 7 days a week, even on holidays. Just always make sure you text me first. I'll get back to you probably pretty quickly, 15-20 minutes. Email me probably a half a day. If you voicemail me, it's probably the worst way to contact me. To get my office there, probably email me or contact me via email or a text. But it will take much longer. So text is really the best way to contact me. And that's it. If you have any questions, give me a call. Thanks. Bye.